The Victorian Aboriginal Corporation for Languages, or VACL,
is a not-for-profit organisation
that helps Koreans reconnect with their Indigenous languages.
Raj, Dulaga, Gunj.
But I'm a part of it, big time.
When the bird sings, I can feel it there.
They're like little sponges, they just absorb all the information.
Language is us.
Before colonisation, there were around 40 Aboriginal languages spoken in Victoria. These languages were site-specific. Each of them had been developed in a particular place, and they reflected that place. Tribes living by the sea spoke a language that had complex references to marine systems, whilst inland tribes had many words for different types of animal and plant behaviour. 100,000 years of listening to the land gives you the words, and this is what the Aboriginal people spoke. After colonisation, Aboriginal languages in Victoria went into sharp decline. The new settlers decimated Aboriginal life as they took over the land, and complex language systems that had evolved over thousands of years started to collapse. Forced relocations of people off their land and the drive to spread Christianity were particularly damaging. Motivated by scientific interest, the first efforts to record languages were made by the Port Phillip Aboriginal Protectorate in 1839. Along with further research in the 1870s, these materials are our only primary source of information on Victorian languages. Today, no Victorian Aboriginal languages are fully spoken. Some of our elders can still recall fluent speakers from their childhood, but policies of assimilation block traditional ways of passing on knowledge, and much language was lost. Since 1994, VACL has coordinated the revival of Aboriginal languages in Victoria. It is a central resource and guiding hand that reunites Aboriginal people with their first languages.
The Wathaurong community is made up of people from all over, and what I wanted to do is to teach Wathaurong language so that the children and the community can be connected to Wathaurong language, the language of the land. Remember what that one was?
No.
I'll give you a clue. Your bun's near there. Your bun. And we're using topics and themes. Our first theme is body parts. So I've been doing some activities with the children on body parts. We've been playing games, head, shoulders, knees and toes, Mok Nyam Bun Ba Mojidanang. The kids really enjoy that song. We actually play a game, Mok Mok Nyam, which is the old duck duck goose. We adapted that into language. They really enjoy that. They always want to play that more than once. And we read stories. We read My Beng, which is a story about their body.
This is my Mia, which is your eye here. Your fork is your leg, and the neck is your toes. This is my mouth. Everybody touch their bottom.
Where's your our children need to be strong with their culture. There's a lot of kids out there who struggle with their identity, and you know, if we're able to build strong, proud kids, and if we are able to do it through language, I think that's fantastic. You know, I think culture is important to all of us, and if I'm able to share that and celebrate that with our children, I think I've done my job.
Our language program basically starts from the kindergarten, which we have on site here. We make it as fun as possible, and that starts from the preps right through to like the program that me and Lynn and Doris run, the language program at the VCE level. It's about fun. Okay, we're learning and they've got assignments and they've got all the stuff they've got to do, but it's about having fun. So one of the examples, I'll give you an example of in the younger grades, and we also do it in the seniors, is we play gumbunch. Now gumbunch is the word for bingo.
White. Pink. Pink. You got pink?
Lion. What colour?
Hot.
What colour?
Spots.
Finger is the colour.
Black.
Well done, Emily. Good girl.
You got good.
And then from year 11s and 12, we run the Indigenous Language Revival and Reclamation Program. And that's a VCE subject that any school in Victoria can run. And we piloted it and we've continued to run with it. So that's our language program for the seniors. These kids are very much modern, as all kids are. You know, they like rap and that sort of stuff. So the culture's not really the big focus. But when we come to it in class, even though we may play games which make it fun, we may have a very flexible atmosphere within our classroom. They're very responding to it. One of the benefits of these classes that we run is that they're actually using language a lot more now without even knowing about it. Now it's become so familiar, in a sense, it's become every day that they don't realise they're actually using language and learning.
We arrive here at Jungai Centre late Friday, and what we do is have programs for the children. We have childcare so that the kids are doing cultural activities.
We're doing lots of language this weekend, and we're doing like some dances and songs in our language.
For me, when I was growing up, we didn't know any language, and to be seeing my kids singing and grandkids singing songs in language is just so great. The adults have been having learning experiences with the audio-visual games that we've developed. They prefer this type of learning with audio-visual rather than the paperwork, and they've found it more exciting and more easy to learn, and plus taking away with them CDs with language on it that they can play in a CD player or put it in their computer, and the kids can play the interactive games at home. It helps them with their identity of who they are, who they belong to. And you know, now after several camps that we've had, I only have to say to everyone, "Who are you?"
Turn around, kids! Turn around, kids!
Turnaround gets louder and louder, so they know who they are. Because that's who they are. That's who they belong to. They belong to Turnaround.
Well, the main things, three main things at the moment, the way we're into our language program is first is to have a dictionary published, hopefully this year, end of this year, 2006. We also assist private government councils in any assistance that they may need for naming appropriate places in language. And the other one is always by developing learning resources. That's a continual one, and just keep on improving on the resources by using local easy learning tools, or using the media computers, whatever technology advances we can find and use.
Ngaju jetchen gano walk. Ngaju taken guanamarang. Manganakuluk. Brak, bril. Il dira jetchen.
Whether we like it or not, if we want our language to continue, and this is maybe the bottom line here, if we want our language to continue and be strong, it's got to be relevant. We've got to make it relevant. You know, I need to go home to my great-granddaughters and say, here's a song in your language. You know, and they need to say, gee, that's great, I like it. And it's even singing a modern song, you know, that they know.
Not a lot of respect for our languages in the country, and I think that respect for our languages is really important to our people for their self-worth, self-esteem, self-identity, and that we need the support in schooling, in education, in community to revive language and to use our languages and to be proud people.
I know where the English language is a great way to communicate all over the world. But our language, I feel, gives us a sort of, it sort of opens up spirit, with me and spirit in the land. I feel if I say the right word for the area that I grew up from and the land, and know my spirit and totem and know that it's true, I feel a deeper relationship with what am I here for. It makes me feel a lot more meaningful for what life is.
It gives me a direct link, not that that's what I'm thinking, but if I had to stop and think about it, that's what it's doing. It makes me think about what I am and who I am and where I am and how I use it, because like I said, it's empowerment. You can use it in ways that no one else can. You know, you couldn't do it, but I could. But I could teach you.
VACL believes that language is central to our cultural identity.
It's a link to our traditional way of life
and a special knowledge of our ancestors.
It helps us understand who we are
and inspires us to work toward what we can be.
Morantong patengkok papap jena, patengkok papap jena, patengkok papap jena. Morantong patengkok papap jena, yango katamanye yenga. Morantong patengkok papap jena,